let's talk about this Arsenal setup. Now, what we've seen, and again, I won't bore you guys too much with it, but what we've seen is Xhaka getting forward and Zinchenko coming inside alongside Thomas Partey. As we know, that all stretches wide, Odegaard comes forward, and there you go. You've got your base two of Zinchenko and Partey. Zinchenko is absolutely crucial. What he does is he comes inside, he helps control, he has two lanes for White, Saliba and Gabriel to pass through, comes into Partey, comes into Zinchenko, they're the distributors. It's like playing with two holding midfielders and two tens at the same time. And it's a massive part of the way Arsenal approach games. When Zinchenko's in the team, he's done this very, very often. The time I noticed it the most was at Stamford Bridge, was when we went to Chelsea. We completely controlled that game. We were playing through their midfield, and Zinchenko was a huge part of why we were able to execute that so well. Now, I felt that against Brighton, when we took him off and we lost control of the game, we were far more susceptible to them playing through us. We weren't able to just kill them with 1,000 passes as we've done in other games. And I think that is something that I think Arteta maybe learned from a little bit in the Newcastle game. He didn't bring Zinchenko off. He felt he needed to keep him on there to try and maintain a degree of control in the game. And yeah, Newcastle had their moments, but Zinchenko was crucial again the other day against Newcastle. But first of all, let's talk about with and without Zinchenko against Brighton and compare some of the stats. He came off in the 60th minute. From minute 0 to 60, Brighton only had 4 shots in the game, Arsenal's 13. Brighton had 2 shots on target, Arsenal had 6. Brighton created 2 chances to Arsenal's 7. Brighton had 69 passes in the attacking third to Arsenal's 82. Now let's have a little look at what happened in the last half hour. Brighton had more shots than the 4 they managed in the whole hour before. Arsenal only had the 1 shot in that final half hour. They had 3 shots on target, more than they had before. Arsenal with 1 on target. Brighton created 4 chances to the 2 they created before. Arsenal's chance creation went down to just 1. 64 attacking third passes compared to the 69. That's nearly as many in half an hour as they had in the whole hour before that, Brighton. And Arsenal's attacking third passes all the way down to 18 compared to the 82 they had before. You can see the massive difference in the way Arsenal's last half hour compared to the first hour. Now, this could be a lot of things, perhaps nerves, and I want to explore that in a little bit as well. But I think it really highlights how important Zinchenko is. And if that doesn't, maybe this does. Let's have a little look at Zinchenko's pass map against Newcastle. Now, the blue is every completed pass, the red is every pass he lost, but in yellow, I've just highlighted some of those blue passes, completed passes, that he played. I mean, look where he's picking up the ball from. Do you know what, let's try and highlight this. Here we go. Let's do it in red. No, we'll do it in white. Just look at some of the areas that he is playing these passes from. Oh, there we go, a little bit better there. Really, really central positions where these passes are starting. And look how much ground he's covering. He's literally taking us from 1/3 into the final third. How often he's having an impact into finding those central areas, which can be really, really difficult for teams to defend against. You know, do you engage? Do you drop back? The amount of times he was able to find Xhaka and Xhaka was running a goal. He's really, really crucial to this part of the game, Zinchenko, because of the positions he picks up, because of intelligence of pass and his pass selection, but also his execution. I mean, the amount of times he thought, oh, I think Newcastle are about to nick this back, but actually he just got it right and was able to slip it through the lines and get Arsenal attacking at their back four. When a team is as good and organised and condensed as Newcastle were, you need a player like Zinchenko that's able to pull that off. I think he's absolutely crucial. And where did we see this importance? We saw it in the Saka goal against Brighton. Now what we've got here is, again, that central three of White, Partey and Zinchenko. They're sort of there ready to sweep up anything Arsenal, lose on the counter-attack to Brighton. But there is Partey to win it. We'll show it here. There's Partey who wins it. Zinchenko then plays the pass to Martinelli. A couple shots later, we score and we're 1-0 up after a minute.